What up,
Are
Caleb?
we live?
Yeah, we are, man.
Are we actually live this time?
Yes, we're. Oh yeah, actually live. All right. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, man? You sound a little tired. What happened?
Well, I started streaming our
Yeah.
podcast, and then I didn't stream it to YouTube. You know.
So for people that are, I guess no one watched our episode that we just did. So
No, they did
it's
not.
9:30 right now, and we started our podcast, but no, not we, Anthony, common mistake, forgot to hit record. So we're gonna try and do a rerun, but obviously don't underestimate me because I'm gonna change form factor on you and make it exciting so that we have a great time as well. But it's all right. It's about learning from our mistakes and getting better, right?
Yes. Sure. I
Um,
screwed up. My bad.
yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. How you doing, man? Are you seeing anyone? Like what's going on in
Yeah, I'm
your life?
so it's kind of awkward asking this or answering this again, but I am dating someone now.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, man. I,
Okay. Oh
I'm
wow, it's like I didn't know at all.
right? But no, yeah,
Yeah,
we're dating. I'm dating someone. I'm off the market, and it's going really well.
that's good.
Yeah, it's going really well. I like it.
Yeah. I feel like I've known you. Did I know you more? Yeah, like I knew more when you were single than you were in a relationship. So I'm happy that you are. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like majority of the time that I've known you, you were single. So I just thought ladies weren't really into you at all because you. But
really?
I'm glad. I'm glad you're in a relationship, man. Off the
Yeah,
menu, you said? Off the
that
off the
was
market?
yeah, off the market, not off the menu. Off the menu was the last stream.
Okay, yeah. Because that sounds like you're ordering something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't say it. I have to be nice. I want to speak my mind.
Mm.
But yeah, so
Can I just say actually, you're wearing the same hat in the same exact way that you did in every episode that we did so far.
what of it?
And what do you mean?
What of it?
I just find it funny. Like, do you shower like that? Like, do you like go to the bathroom wearing your hat backwards like exactly like that?
Yeah,
You never take it off?
I have like an imprint of where my hat
Oh
is.
yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
see, look, I wear
So
it
if you
all the
like
time.
the day you die and I go to your funeral, like you're gonna be wearing your hat like that in your casket,
I would
basically.
like to note that who says you're gonna be invited?
Hey, I care about you. I'm gonna be there whether I'm invited or not, whether you like it or not. Actually, you can't like that because you'd be dead. But
Oh, in my well. Don't let Caleb email me.
you won't do that. We're good friends.
I don't have a will.
You don't have a will?
No,
Oh, yeah, me neither. I
I
feel
don't.
like we're too young for that.
I know people that have their will, and they're like
That are
20.
around our age.
Yeah, they're like 20. I think they're 24. I
Okay.
think so.
Mm,
But yeah, they're very calculated people.
yeah.
Yeah. And yes, I do wear my hat all the time on this stream.
Like that better be you every episode going forward. Like if you don't show up next episode wearing the same hat, this show doesn't become like you'd be a different idiot. Like I would be talking to someone else.
Who are you? Where's Anthony?
Seriously.
I am Anthony.
Where like who got you? Did you buy that? Like it was like
Walmart special,
where'd you get
homie.
that hat?
Walmart special. 20
Oh, okay.
bucks.
Nice.
I ain't about spending 50 plus dollars on a hat. Come on.
Mm. But Like, do you think you care about fashion?
No.
Speaking of your girlfriend, like how does she dress?
Okay, so I didn't realize this for like I would see her at church, right? So you kind of dress up at church. I don't, but most
Yeah.
people do. And now that I've seen her out of church many times, I didn't realize how sophisticated someone can look
Mm,
while being so gorgeous. Like she looks so professional
right.
and stunning. It's insane. It's, yeah. I literally
Well, it's
walk up to her and I'm like, I'm a bum.
so
love
it's like
love me.
were you wearing your hat like that when you said that?
Yes.
Ah, I see.
Yes. I wear my hat. I so when I first met her parents, I was wearing this hat. I just finished working out, so I'm in all sweaty clothes with my torn sweatpants. And yeah.
Wait,
Um
so when you first met your girlfriend's parents, you were wearing a hat backwards and sweatshirt or sweatpants.
yep,
What is wrong with you?
everything.
Like, was this a plan thing? Like, you guys ran into each other, or like you knew that you were gonna meet them?
I knew that I was gonna meet them because I was picking her up to go for a walk, a hike. So I didn't
Okay.
change because I was gonna sweat again.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. They like me. That's all that matters. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess I'm a little bit more conservative that like I like to look I don't know. I think first impression matters a lot and I like to look presentable. Like if I was meeting my like girlfriend or my yeah, girlfriend's parents,
Your boyfriend's
um
parents?
that was last year. I'm not about that life anymore.
No.
I'm kidding, I'm not gay, but um
I'm just by.
right. So yeah, I feel like I would like dress up, even though like it'll be like I don't know 5 second iteration, like interaction with
You
the
know what
person.
I say when people are like, "Oh, why didn't you like dress up?" Or if they ever say that, they're too afraid of me to say something like that. But anyways, if someone ever said that, I'd be like, "Jesus says, come as you are."
Yeah, I mean you're a man of great confidence, Anthony.
Big dick
Or
energy.
you're a woman of a great confidence, but I can never decide which one. How many times do you do that per day? Like, is that must be like a
Um,
tick for you? Like every 20 seconds, did I flex? There we go. Yeah,
I flex often.
yeah, yeah.
Look at
I know
me.
you do.
I don't flex often as I would like to. Seated.
You just say I don't flex as often as I want to.
Yeah, like every time I so
Dumbest thing you said.
so when we're me and my girlfriend were having like we're kind of goofing around and having fun and she said something. We're in this group of people, and so she
Yeah,
said something like that I have all the confidence in the world or something, or I'm cocky or something. And
yeah.
and I literally look at her, I lock eyes, and I'm just
I can
like
totally
like
see you
dead
do that
faced,
though.
dead
Yeah,
faced. And she was just like, I hate when you do that. I
I
was
do
like,
too. For the
don't
record.
care.
Oh my
It
God.
makes me feel pretty.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, the other day I had like the weirdest dream. Do you dream often, Anthony?
I dream all the time, very vividly.
Right. So you remember all your dreams,
Uh, well, now if I have to recall them, I don't remember
like the
last
exact details. Yeah.
like the like I remember 3 days probably, 3 nights,
Okay.
but I dream vividly.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I had a dream the other day, and like I don't like normally have like alien dreams, but I had a dream about aliens. I'm
All right.
like, do you think aliens exist? Like right now?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
No. Yes, I do. And here's why. So we have this we've proven that we're in a galaxy that has many other galaxies around it within this universe, right? And
You
we
sound
can't
very smart.
I am super smart.
Yeah. I don't know why
So
I'm so giggly, but yeah.
because I'm so beautiful. Anyways, so
Thank you.
uh no, I complimented myself.
I know. I know.
So
But thank you.
you're welcome. So they we have all these galaxies in this universe, and we cannot be the only living life form. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Prove me
I
wrong.
agree. I agree. Do you think do you think then it's possible that like aliens exist right now on this earth and we just don't know it? Like how would you know that I'm not an alien?
I don't want to answer that, but I don't honestly don't know. They're doing a really good job hiding it. So I think it's completely possible that there's life that is not human.
Mm. Do you think
Uh,
that's how like God oh, this might get into a big topic, but like do you think that's how God had intended to be? Have life outside of Earth?
well, if he created one world, he would create all the other ones.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's why I feel like if I were to encounter with an alien, like I would ask them the question of like, do you believe in God? Like the same God? Because Jesus died on the cross for us, like on this earth.
Mhm.
So like that's our Jesus, not your Jesus.
Yeah,
Like
but what if he had multiple suns on many different I was gonna say islands, many different worlds, and they all did the same thing to save humanity or their society, whatever. Right? Like for
point,
all we
yeah.
know, there could be some more Neanderthals down the fucking road. Oh shoot, I swore.
Neanderthals. Yeah.
I
I thought
didn't
you
mean to
were a
swear.
Neanderthal, but yeah. But
I'm an
you're a
alien.
Homo
Homo
sapien.
sapien. No homo. But yeah, I'm sorry for
Sapien.
swearing, by the way. Um,
Yeah.
I'm tired, so I get rowdy.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that there's other life. There has to be other life forms. I don't know.
Would you date an alien? I guess you're dating now, but let's say you're not dating right now. Like, would you date an alien if it existed?
If I was attracted to it, yeah. I don't see
Mm.
why not.
So, like, the alien would need to look like a human.
Humanoid, I would say. I don't
Humanoid.
know. I don't know actually. You already asked me this question. I can't figure out because now that I'm thinking, what if they're not what if I'm not attracted to them? What
You
if
know, do you ever watch Futurama?
yeah.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Like, not Fry. What's her name? The girl with the Cyclops.
Lisa? Lynn?
It
No.
starts with an L. Yeah. Do you find her attractive? That's such a weird question to ask.
Uh no, because she's animated.
Right.
If she was real, maybe.
What about like Avatar?
Well,
Be kind of cool.
that would be cool.
What
uh
what is the coolest alien depiction that you saw in a movie?
coolest or attractive?
Just not attractive. Let's forget about like
Coolest?
attractive.
Okay.
Like,
Coolest.
yeah.
I want to say, see, I'm a Marvel guy,
Mm,
so I want to go with Asgard,
okay. So like the
like the armor, the Norse mythology, that kind of
right,
stuff. Um,
right.
but if I have to go outside of Marvel, I would say like Predator would be a really cool one.
Mm.
Like, yeah, like or Alien. How about you?
I can't think of one right now. Like all I can think of, you know that movie Amy Adams? There's that like that thing that arrived on Earth and they have to like translate their language, but like they talk in a different symbol. What is that movie called? Is it Arrival? You know
Uh,
what I'm talking about? Like a
no.
strange object comes to the Earth and then they like try to communicate with it, but they can't because they don't understand the language. But if you understand the language, then you can time travel basically. I
I've
forget what
ne-
the movie was
I've
called,
never
but
heard of that movie.
yeah, it's a really good movie, and yeah, I would suggest that. But yeah, I think they depicted an alien pretty well there.
Hmm.
But if we're going with like funny, I would say Men in Black would be
Yeah, I forgot about them. Maybe they exist. Who knows? We'll never know.
yeah.
There is Area
So
51 for a reason.
yeah, remember when people were trying to like charge at it?
Yeah,
Americans,
I remember Mr. Beast tried to do it.
Mr. What?
Mr. Beast, the YouTuber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that's right.
tried to do it and he got basically swatted. But
Yeah,
yeah,
people are so dumb.
I would love to know what's in there, but I also don't want to know what's in there just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever dreamed of aliens. Like
Mm,
I would like if I watch a movie, I'd probably dream of some scenario within it,
right.
but I don't think I've dreamt about an alien.
Yeah, I guess that makes me weird. I don't know why I dreamt about an alien.
Are you dreaming about your
Uh,
own kind? You alien?
Hey, you're not supposed to say that. So speaking of aliens and relationship, and I'm happy that you're in a relationship. I That's a great news for you as a friend, as a fellow idiot. I'm very happy for you. And do we have a name for her? Like obviously we don't want to have a public name out like that.
Molasses.
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 Okay, sure. So I want to throw a question out there for you and what was it, John? Derek?
Molasses.
Molasses. Okay. So it's a girl. Okay. So it's a girl.
We're not
Okay.
really. You want to go here?
Okay. So what's like, I guess in your example, like what aspect of your relationship with her right now is most important to you with Molasses?
Oh, goodness. Uh, I would have to say respect would be the biggest one, but that encompasses a lot of things, right? So
Right.
that encompasses like having the respect to communicate, having the respect to know their boundaries, respecting the people they care about,
Right.
and then respect falls into like loving them, caring about them, being kind to them, always uplifting them, and all that stuff. But also like that's just the human part of it. But if we're gonna go
Right.
like the full picture,
Yeah.
having God at the center would be the most important
Mhm.
because
So
it
their faith.
yeah, so yeah, their faith. Like if someone
Mm.
say she didn't have faith and she wasn't pursuing faith,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't. I don't think I would date her.
Really.
Yeah, I don't, because where I am now, I'm pursuing my relationship with God and being more intent about it. But
Mm.
with her, like we both agree to keep God in the center. So I don't really. My first response wasn't that because we already
Right.
have that. We already know that that's the thing. Um, but respect is something that is also constant that I try to maintain, and she does a really good job of maintaining as well.
Okay. So that's something that you already do with Molasses,
Yeah,
like showing respect and being respected by. Like what would you say like the most recent way that you've shown respect to her or him?
Her. Um, the most recent one, like at any kind, like
Yeah, like so yeah, you talked about respect. Like when how did you show respect to her? Because I'm trying to understand like what you mean by respect. I
mhm,
get a faint idea of what that is, but
yeah.
I like as an example.
Well, I'll give a really simple example that happened today, actually, just before this podcast. Um, so she has an injury that is like chronic pain in her nerves, within her leg. Yeah,
Right.
and so she constantly has pain there. So she forgot to take a med, and she didn't tell me this, by the way. I found this out, that she had all
Yeah.
this stuff before the podcast, and she had it all day, or not all day, but like in the morning.
Yeah.
So she forgot to take her med, and so she woke up in pain, and she decided to do a full body workout. Now, awesome, you worked
Yeah.
out, but now you're
Yeah.
in more pain. So
Right.
out of respect, I told her, like, I know you get this a lot, but
Yeah.
please be mindful of your body. I'm not gonna lecture
Right.
you. I'm not gonna, like, your parents do that enough.
Yeah.
But and like the other people that care about you. So you know it. You know what you need to be careful and whatnot.
Right.
But please be more mindful of your body and work out other
Right.
parts of your body that doesn't involve legs. Like, it's right.
Mhm.
So full circle of coming back around with respect, I acknowledged that she was in pain, that she wanted to work out, and I want her to be happy to work out even though she's in pain. So I uplifted her and showed her the empathy, like the care that is required or that is needed, to just remind her that, like, you might have pushed it, but I'm very
Mhm.
happy that you did do it, right? Like, it's like, I think that's an easy one to kind of show, like, you're respecting your partner by uplifting them and caring about them.
Right.
Um, but then there's also the boundaries one, where we we both agreed that like,
Yeah.
sex is a very big thing within a
Yeah.
relationship, and
Right.
it should be God centered, right? So we both agreed that we should wait, see, like, if we get married, that's when it'll happen,
Yeah.
and that's respecting that those boundaries,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, like, there's different facets of respect, but, like, even like communicating, like, after this podcast, I'm gonna be going home, and then I'll probably have a conversation with her and communicate about her
Right.
day, my day, stuff like that. What about you? What's the most important for you?
Um, sorry, Logan is like trying to get my attention right now.
Hmm.
I'm trying to ignore him. Um, I think the biggest like most important aspect in a relationship for me like is communication. So um I just see a lot of relationships fail because of poor communication, and like the biggest like downfall that I see is like bitterness. And I like personally I would rather fight than to be bitter, and I think it's easier to be bitter than to fight,
Okay.
because you're just kind of taking the knee and like going through the motion of the relationship while not addressing the issue. So yeah, like I think that if there's an issue, like for sure talk about it, and it's like it's way better than being bitter about it. And sort of along the same line with that, I think communication in terms of life is important. So obviously, like as time passes, you're gonna achieve something, or you're gonna, let's say, get a promotion, or you move, or you even like small little things, they affect you as who you are, and you grow out of that. But if you don't communicate how like communicate what happened in your life and how you feel about it, then you just end up in a place where like you just don't know who this person is anymore because you never got a taste of what how this person is growing as a like as a woman. And
Can you
and for
please
me
add some
too, like
names?
I wouldn't start yeah. Like I would need to communicate how my life is advancing so that like my girlfriend or wife can see how I'm growing as a person so that she has an idea of what kind of person I'm becoming.
I like that. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Actually, um,
Mhm.
I'm a strong believer that someone shouldn't like say you have a disagreement with your partner.
Right.
Um, I don't think you should go to bed angry, and you should just
Yeah.
you need to talk it out at least. You don't need a solution at the time, but you need to at least communicate about it, right?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that falls under like also respect.
Right.
You have enough respect for your significant other that you can talk to them and
Right.
communicate how you feel, acknowledge how they feel, so on and so
Right.
forth.
Yeah. And I think you touched up on this a little bit and I brush it off because like faith, like that's almost an obvious thing for me. That's why I didn't bring it up, but I would agree with you. I think faith is the single most important thing in a relationship for me, like dating or marriage. And like my question to you with like molasses, I can not say that and not smile.
Right?
Um, like how do you because obviously you said earlier that you don't think you would have dated her if like her relationship with God didn't exist, but like how do you measure that? Like how do you know if molasses has a great relationship with God right now? Like how do you know that?
I wish I picked a better name. Uh, it's like there's a reason I picked molasses because she said that she moves as slow as molasses and for
Mhm.
relationships, and it's funny. Anyways, yeah, how do I gauge their faith? So I think the biggest thing would be asking the hard questions and
Okay.
not being afraid to ask the hard questions, because if you ask those questions, you depending on their answer, you can tell how intentional they are with their faith and
Right.
how serious they are with their faith. So
Right.
if I'm asking a serious question like, I don't know, something about their family or something about past boyfriends, let's say. And so I ask these questions and she answers without having God at the center or
Right.
mentioning God or mentioning Jesus or church, Bible, all that stuff. Are you following, like, are you pursuing a relationship with God? Like, you
So
haven't mentioned him once.
so you've the way you measure someone's faith, because that's important to you, is by asking questions that may or may not relate to their faith and see if they are able to relate to that discussion with their relationship with God and have that context into that. And that's how you know that this person has a good faith background.
Correct.
And so you've had that discussion with her, like very deep questions and deep answers and discussions, and she was able to answer that in a God centered way.
100% of the time. Like it's
Okay.
it kind of makes me feel uh not unworthy, like lacking in faith
Hmm.
when she talks about it, because it's like you are so full of joy and fulfillment from God that
Right.
it comes so easy. But for me, it's like I've been through some shitty things in my life.
Yeah.
So like I have that plus the strength of God and being saved and stuff, that it's like it kind of pulls on each other.
Hmm.
So it's I think that she brings a lot of insight when we talk and when we ask each other the hard questions, because she's not afraid to speak her mind, and I love that. I love that about her.
Right. Yeah.
But she's also very transparent with me about her
Right.
stuff,
Right.
and and she shows very strong faithfulness,
Mm,
and it's encouraging. Honestly, it is.
good.
Yeah. How would you? Yeah, I feel like I just keep reiterating your questions. So like,
Like, how
how
would I
would you?
measure
Yeah.
my girlfriend's or wife's faith in her, like with God?
Oh.
Um, like I feel like I see a lot of people, like a lot of girls who say that they have faith, but it's not out of their own motivation. So I actually look at their motivation a lot. So, like a lot of people are peer pressured into faith, and a lot of people are group pressured into their faith. Oh, like I go to church because my friends go to it, and they're my only friends. Therefore, I go to church, and therefore I'm a Christian. Like, I don't really see that as their faith. But how I measure it is like, okay, like take away the church, take away everything else, Bible study and everything else. Like, what are you doing in your life? Like outside of that, like, are you spending time with God in prayer? Are you spending time reading the scripture? Like, that's more important to me. So it doesn't really matter to me like whether some girl is more like knows more about the Bible because she read it like 30 times. Like it
Yeah.
matters more that she has that fear of God where like I'm gonna like spare this much time so that I spend that time with God. That's more important, not so much where they are right now.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, that's and it's a it's actually a really good way to do it because like you can have these people are like I'm Christian, but then they do the typical show up for church, say
Yeah.
hello, mind their p's and q's, and then go to the bar that night,
Yeah.
right? Like it's um contradicting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, like I get it. Like if they're integrated with their Christian community outside of church, if they're
Right.
um I'm trying to think of the things that Molasses does. Um, like she spends time with people that she cares about, and she reads scripture. She does Bible studies. She's very intentional about it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, like the I feel like a lot of people nowadays attribute Christianity like uses Christianity as an attribute, but like I don't see it that way. I think your attributes are, you know, like you and I, like we're programmers, like we're programmer analysts. That's an attribute that goes falls onto the category of Christianity. Like Christianity comes first, and everything else that you are, like you are a father, you are a friend, you are a I don't know a husband. Like that's an attribute as a Christian, but Christianity should be the identity first, and that's how I sort of view for girls too. Like, do you like is Christianity like I don't know, well, like when you're on a dating app, like you add stuff, right? Like, is Christianity just another like attribute that you call yourselves, right?
Yeah, it's like another piece of identity, not your identity.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. So I find it very funny that going back to what you said earlier, like you said respect, and like that is literally the most like I think you get my point.
The
Like
most
the most
Italian thing.
Italian thing ever, like to say, "Oh, I need respect." Um, and I actually I admire that. And we just had Mother's Day and Father's Day is coming up, and I'm curious how that reflects in your relationship with your parents. So we talked about dating for a bit, but like, do you have an example on like how what that looks like in your relationship with your parents?
Yeah, like I think I, because of the culture that I grew up in with being Italian and family centered
Right.
and uh being trying to be the best child I can be.
Mhm.
Um which I was not a good child. So we'll get that one out of the way. But
I know the stories, Anthony, but yeah.
so um they I find that why can't I come up with an explanation right now? So respecting your parents is very big in the Italian culture,
Right.
and the I think the biggest thing is not disappointing your parents.
Okay.
So like if you disappoint your parents, it's like one of the biggest things. Like it's like game over.
Right.
Um so when respecting my parents, I try to honor them, try not to disappoint them, and I try to be the best son I can be
Mm.
to show because like all they care about is did I raise my children or child right? Did I
Right.
raise them with my values, with the values that they need to be successful in life, right? And so in I guess I don't know about you, but in my family dynamic, that's the heart of it. Like
Mm.
I need to show that they were successful in raising me. That's what I was trying to
Yeah.
get.
Okay.
What about you? How like
Yeah, I think um well, clearly I'm not Italian, so like I feel like respect isn't something that like I don't necessarily think about it. And I think that's the case for a lot of people too, that like respect isn't a term that gets thrown around a lot these days, right? And but I think what I do to my parents and what they do to me is a form of respect, whether we do it intentionally for the purpose of respecting each other. Like I try to respect my parents by um, just like being the best version of Caleb. So that
okay.
means like, yeah, succeeding at work, succeeding in relationships, succeeding in all things. And like, I'll be honest, a lot of the motivation doesn't stem from the fact that I want to respect them. It's just something that I want to do. So that the motivation isn't to necessarily respect them, but it does come like part of the package. So yeah, like I can't really relate to that respect part too much, but I think there's an element of that in my relationship with my parents.
Yeah, but you also like if you notice it or not, they formed those values that you have now,
Right,
where inherently you are trying to respect your parents, but
right,
in your own way,
right.
right? So like you you do all these things to show that hey, mom, dad, you did good, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, just like kind of bringing it back to like our relationship, and what I mean by ours, it's like you and I. Like I think how you showed me respect is like that. There are two occasions that I can remember. Which one of them is I think about 2 years ago, my place got broken into. So I don't know if you remember that.
Forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
someone threw a brick like over my window or my door, which had a glass in it. They
Hmm.
broke in and then they like stole all my valuables, and like that was right after I finished work. And I didn't know what to do because that never happened to me. But I feel like I don't know, like you would basically have like what I need to do. And I was a little bit puzzled at that moment too, like a little bit like my brain was a little bit scattered. But
Hmm.
like for you, when I called you, like you didn't even hesitate. You're just like I think yeah, you just hung up and it's like yeah, I'll be there. And you literally showed up in like 10 minutes. And then you stayed with me until like the cops came and we had to explain everything. You helped me like fix the door like temporarily.
Yeah, didn't we
Like that
board it
was
up?
yeah, yeah, we boarded it up with like scrap piece of wood that we cut with a jigsaw. But yeah, like that was one thing. And another thing was a really small thing was like I didn't have a microwave at the new house, and you just I think I still have your microwave, by the way.
Hey, if you
Um
need it, use it. Just don't
yeah,
break it.
right.
But yeah, like I guess yeah, like I'm that type of person where and all my friends will attest to that, right? Like if someone needs me, I will drop everything.
Yeah,
I will do my best to come there and help you.
yeah, yeah,
Um I don't even know how that became a value, honestly. I can't really remember when that happened. Uh, yeah, it's nice to hear that though.
Yeah, no, I
I
think
completely forgot that you got broken into. Like it's so long ago.
yeah, that was rough. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think when that happened, like I was like, oh, like Anthony is a very trust like he's a guy that's gonna show up. Like I'll call him at 4 a.m. and he might hate me for that at that very moment, but like actually you'd probably be up 4 a.m. But yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
some days.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of because you've helped me out a lot, especially within work, really, and recently faith. Um, trying to think of a specific one though, like because like whenever I need help or whenever I have a question, like you're always there. Like you help me with, this is so simple, but with stocks, right? Like
Yeah.
you know a lot about stocks, and you have a channel dedicated to breaking down certain stocks, right? And I don't know. I feel like I can trust you with all my questions if I have any, right? Like with faith, we've talked about I guess right now like reading the Bible, stuff like that, and praying, and you always suggest like start small or start with something simple. And then like within work, there is the one, was it? It was like I was working on a project and I was doing a lot of overtime. And I remember you covered for me. I don't know if you remember this. Like, uh, I just, I wasn't feeling good and I had to step out to, I think it was physio. And I was
Okay.
working overtime and I was exhausted. And I remember coming back and you're like, hey, like, so and so's looking for you. I told them like you weren't feeling good in the washroom.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
No, it was in the old office.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, and like
Yeah.
that's the biggest one that stood out to me because like even if you didn't know it, you stuck your neck out for me, right? And I think that's the biggest thing I look for in creating that trust is what can like how far are you willing to go for me because I'm willing to go pretty far.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you
That's
witnessed really.
yeah.
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 Yeah. I
These
don't know.
compliments are making me uncomfortable, Anthony. But all I can remember
You
from
are
our
so ugly. You feel better now?
oh, thank you. That makes me feel so good. Um, all I can remember from like whenever we talk about work, it's just like all I can remember is us pranking each other. Like I don't remember much else. Like I feel like that was the entirety of our workplace relationship was just pranking.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Like
We pranked each other.
I was more excited to go to the office to prank you than to actually do the work.
Yeah. There's so many things that we could have done to each other. And like I think we made rules. I don't remember the rules though. It was like we can't impede our work time
Right. Right.
because I
We
had
can't do anything with emails because that's
all
yeah,
that's
professional.
yeah.
But you've drawn stuff on my car before and folded my side mirrors, all of that stuff. I
Yeah.
remember we should have an episode where we talk about all the pranks that we did to each other.
I'm down.
Yeah,
Oh,
that will
I've
fill up a whole episode.
do you remember, yeah, you were there when I changed or I added the dongle of the wireless mouse to Rasmo.
Yeah.
I
So we
still remember
basically
what
pulled
it
out
was.
put a USB. We plugged in USB in the back of someone's desk or their desktop, and then we like moved it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was not happy about that. Yeah. I think we should talk about like our pranks because I have some pretty good ones, and so do you.
Yeah, yeah, I
They're,
agree.
they're pretty good.
Cool, man.
The good old days before COVID.
So just to kind of like wrap up everything and that we talked about, I do have one more question. So you talked about like praying and you talked about um like reading the Bible.
Hmm.
Like which one do you think is more important to you
Um,
before we wrap up?
yeah, it depends on the situation really. So if I'm going through a really stressful or heavy situation, like
Yeah,
last weekend, um, with my cousin's father passing away, uh, I pray a lot more to just have that conversation with God and have that one-on-one time. But in general, I think reading the Bible would be the better of the two options because
right.
if you it's like you need to know who you're talking to, right? So if you're I'm not going to go talk to someone on the street if I don't know them. I'm not going to tell them my life. So and then how are they supposed to relate with me? I don't know.
Mm.
But so if you read the Bible, you know who God is and who God was and is, but
Yeah,
also who his son was
right.
and so on and so forth. So now you have that perception of who he is instead of
Yeah,
your own perception of whatever it could be, right?
right, right.
What
Yeah, I
about you?
agree. I think you hit the nail on the head because prayer is important in building that relationship with God, but at the end of the day, like you need to know who you're talking to, and if you just pray all the time 24/7 and don't bother to open the Bible to read up who he actually is and what his personality is like, you're praying to someone who you've made up in your mind. Like it might like he might not be who you think you are. Like how do you know? Like how do you know what to pray? Right? Like
Hmm.
the Bible tells you how to play. It teaches you how to pray. Sorry.
Don't worry,
I
it's
hate it when I try to make a point and it's like a really, really good point, and then my accent comes out and it's just like totally goes a different direction.
well, it's also like 20 after 10 at night, so it's understandable.
No, but yeah, I think but one thing that I did like underestimate about reading though is it doesn't happen all that often, but sometimes when I do read the Bible, like I there was this one time where I read about like Moses going up to the mountain and then like praying. For some reason, I like put myself in Moses's shoe, and then just like emotion just completely came out of nowhere. Like I didn't even know what to do but to just like buckle, and like that never happened to me reading something. So like I didn't realize the power that was behind that. I thought like so, like when you pray that happens like here and there, but that was a weird experience for me.
Yeah, like I think I have to look up the verse and send it to you. But I had something like that a while back where it was just like a aha moment and then an
Right.
oh shit moment. Like
Yeah.
it was like oh no. But yeah, like it's it's funny how the Bible or uh praying does that to you. Like it hits you like a truck.
Right.
And it's revitalizing in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
It shows how deep God's love goes.
Mm.
Not too many
Do you get
people
that
realize
like
it.
when you worship too? Like when you do like praises and stuff?
Yeah, like this. So without going into too much detail, so my cousin's father passed away last Wednesday,
Okay.
and then so the Sunday, this past Sunday, we I went to my friends for church because it was all virtual lately, and there I was perfectly fine. I'm like, okay, this is what I gotta do, and then later on today, I have a visitation to go to, and then that's when I can let my guard down, right? So I go there and I'm with Molasses and our friends, and we're watching worship and worship like we're Well, they're singing, I just sit there. But there was this verse that hit me, and it got super hot. I was like, oh no, what's happening? And then the verse finished, and I was like, oh, okay, this is happening. All right, okay. So I got up, left the room, and cried. Couldn't. I don't know why. I was perfectly fine until I heard those words, and game over. So
What song was it?
God, so what really hit me was, God, you are so good.
Okay.
I'll have to find it for you, but like
Yeah.
it hit me like a truck,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I cried, and I composed myself again, and all my friend had to do was walk up behind me, put his hand on my shoulder, and just stand there, and
Right.
I lost it. It was gone.
Right.
I was like, I'm full tears right now because one person that I look up to and I care about more than almost anyone is suffering.
Yeah.
I can't do anything to help. Like, I rather feel that pain. I bring that pain to me. I will take that for you, and I couldn't do that. That's what really bugged me. But yeah, it was worship hits me every now and then.
Yeah.
It hits me pretty good,
Mhm.
like right in the
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah. I think it's important to recognize God in those moments because if it's all plain bread all the time, dry, then like there's no like it's hard to build conviction, but it's those moments that really give us that strength to um, have that conviction built in. So I'm glad that we're able to talk about faith, and I think we covered a lot, like faith, relationships,
Mm.
parents, aliens.
Yeah, random aliens.
Yeah,
But yeah, we,
but
we we also covered like respect and stuff like that, which is good.
right,
What do you
yeah.
want to do next?
Like next episode,
Yeah, what do you want to do?
um, I think we haven't talked about health, so
Okay.
maybe we could talk about like working out, like so, like how we structure our workouts, our diet, how we structure our rest days, and what we think about when we work out a little bit. I think we talked about that, but
Yeah, we
like,
briefly talked
and
about that.
yeah, I'm sure we can get a little bit more detail into that.
All right.
Yeah,
I would like that.
cool.
Well, I guess we got something to look forward to for the next episode. Uh
Yeah,
yeah, so if you guys like what we're talking about, if you have any questions or if you just want to leave a comment down below, like the video, and you know what? If you're so inclined, subscribe. Well, we'll
I
see you.
like it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see you in the next episode next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. See you there.